Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here. I'm Kaylee. I'm a designer and content creator based in New York City and the Catskill Mountains. I bought this fixer-upper 1 year ago and I've been taking you guys along with me on the renovation process so far. So I thought I would break down all of the costs we've incurred and everything we've accomplished this year. But first I want to chat a bit about my partner on this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes and members who come together to find inspiration and take the next step in their creative journey. Skillshare has classes on a variety of topics including illustration, graphic design, photography, web development, entrepreneurship. Whether you want to learn watercolor painting or start your own creative business, Skillshare is a great place to learn. And they have classes from beginner to pro alongside a supportive community. I just started a new class that's pretty related to this video and my own interests. It is How to Design Your Own Remodel Step by Step with an Architect by Sam Hunt. We have not been working with an architect or interior designer for the majority of our projects so far, mainly because it's something that I'd really like to learn myself, at least on a base level. So I'm so happy I could find that class on Skillshare. The first 500 people to use my link in the description box below will get a free month of Skillshare. So make sure you take advantage of that, and thank you so much to Skillshare for partnering with me on this video. So on to the renovation costs. As I said, I purchased this house in fall of 2022, so it's been about a year since we got it. And we had all these dreams and plans for the renovation. It was definitely a fixer. A lot of things being cosmetic. There's pretty good bones on most of the house. When we showed some people in our life the house while we were under contract, a lot of people thought we were absolutely insane, which is understandable. But when it was purchased, it was still in a really crazy market. In the area that we're in, the market remains a little crazy. A lot of houses still go over asking, which is insane with these interest rates. Luckily, I got in at a somewhat good interest rate still, not the total lows that we saw over the pandemic, still like half of what it is now. We've made a lot of progress at just getting a good base for the home, but I'd say we're only about 10% done with our plans and what we want to accomplish here. And then there's obviously the general maintenance that comes with owning a home. So right now I'm still roughly splitting time between Brooklyn and upstate. I am up here the majority of the time, honestly, especially because my job allows it, but my partner's job does not allow that. He's had some jobs come up that are up here, but we still share a place in Brooklyn for that reason. I have work stuff in the city a lot too, but it's not a daily thing. He's a photographer. He also does lighting and dabbles in some commercial real estate and has his own photo studio he shares with some business partners. And if you're new here, I'm a content creator and designer. I have my own fashion manufacturing business and direct-to-consumer business called Stadsballet. I always have it linked below. We definitely would love to be up here full-time in the future. It's more of a long-term goal. But in the meantime, we are eventually planning on short-term renting this place when we are out of town in the city. We haven't done it yet because there's a lot of renovation work that we want to get done, and I kind of want that to be a personal, fun hosting project for me as well. I would like it to be an experience when people stay here. I really want to wrap some projects up to make things look beautiful here. Such a crazy rental market up here, so many of our friends are like, why aren't you renting it now? But I feel like I don't want to start renting until it's like 50% done with our plans, which I'm gonna share budgeting for our plans and what we want to do in this video as well. So when we got the house, we had to start with mold removal. That was about $8,400. This was a no-brainer, just something that we absolutely had to do. We live in a very wet environment, so it's kind of common to have some mold issues, and the sellers of the house actually covered a portion of that, which was really great. And we've tackled a lot of things ourselves. We've hired professionals for some of the bigger ticket items though. But one of the first things that we did the first weekend that we had the house is we went to Home Depot and we got a bunch of paint and supplies to deal with all the wallpaper. There was so much wallpaper in this house, and also paint the interior white. We went with Sherwin-Williams Alabaster. On those supplies, we spent roughly $1,200 in quite a long time. There's still a couple areas that we still haven't completed. We did all the main rooms. Definitely took a lot of primer on some of them because the walls that weren't wallpapered were painted really bright colors. Then our first big project was hardwood flooring install. This is something that we paid for professionals to do, and we spent about $13,000 on materials and install for probably like 75% of our home. So I had these dreams of doing reclaimed hardwood beautiful floors, but those were quickly shattered when I learned the price of all of that. And also when we moved in, we found that we had some leftover hardwood already that matched the areas that already had hardwood in the house. It's just a thin plank, solid wood, not vinyl, high quality. Really try to be mindful of the waste that we're creating in this process. I actually really love a thin planked wood, so we just went for something natural. We're gonna sand and restain this eventually just to make sure everything in the house matches. It's actually the exact same wood still that we put down, but just because of the age, it's worn a bit differently. Probably want to have a bit of a darker stain on this and something a bit more matte. Try to get that reclaimed wood look. A lot of you thought there might be hardwood under our carpet, but unfortunately it was always just subfloor. That would have been a dream if that happened. Then we also did some DIY like wood maintenance throughout the house. We have a lot of wood paneling and I tackled that myself. We did like spot sanding and oiling, all of it, and just kind of cleaned it up, made it look really nice. Then we DIY'd our guest bathroom. We needed a new toilet because the toilet was so tiny and so stinky. Oh my gosh, that was $199. We got a new mirror cabinet for the wall from IKEA. That was $300. I went for some nicer hardware for the cabinets that were already in the guest bath because I actually really liked the cabinets, and I got those from Renovation and they were $160. And then for all of the accessories that are in the guest bath, we spent $200. The guest bath was totally wallpapered before. I haven't done the closet yet, so I'll show you guys what the before kind of looked like, because you can still see inside the closet there's lime green and wallpaper. Eventually I would like to replace the flooring in the shower tub, but it's working for now, so that's kind of at a later date. We had our welder and carpenter create a custom welded iron staircase railing, which I really love. It's helped to modernize the house a lot and kind of open up the space, and that was $2,500. I refinished and repainted our wood stove myself, and that cost me about $30 worth of materials. We also had to do some maintenance on the wood stove and our other chimney when we moved in, which was about $600, and we learned that we can't use our actual normal fireplace chimney until we spend like $8K roughly on fixing that, and that's not really a warmth thing, it's more of a vibe thing. Our wood stove is definitely for warmth, so we're putting that off until later. We purchased new baseboard heater covers to modernize the space. I spent about $4,000 on those. We also kindly got some gifted later on, which is great because I hadn't purchased for the entire house yet. Really lucked out with those. I purchased new interior door hardware for most of our doors. I went with these black porcelain and cast iron knobs, and that was about $1,600. I haven't done the exterior door hardware yet because exterior door hardware is much more expensive. It's like $1,000 a door for something that I would want for them. So we're either going to try to paint the door hardware, or we're just gonna wait a bit to do those. Because right now they're a shiny gold and not the best shape, which doesn't really go with the vibe I'm going for. I did kind of a quick fix with Amazon light switch and plug covers that are stainless steel, and I spent about $400 on those. I would eventually like to wire in the actual components to match, but right now they don't. Or just upgrade to some nicer ones and make it cohesive throughout the entire house. And then the next big project that we brought in professionals for was for our exterior paint. The house was in a really bad state. It still had the original paint. It was very chipped. Some siding was rotting and needed replaced. We spent roughly $17K for the labor and the materials for that. We did end up going with the cheapest quote, which I kind of regret doing. It was not a good experience with our contractors, and it was not on recommendation either. Always go with recommendations for contractors. That's never failed me. It's nothing too crazy. I'm definitely gonna have to get out there when the weather warms up again and do touch-ups myself. I also just did some things, like we have this old Jeep. Thank God it's our old Jeep, but it's a car that I actually really like, that they got primer splattered all over, and the car is black so you can see, and it just looks really dirty all the time. Just not the greatest experience overall. We were going to withhold cash from them, but then they were showing up to the house and being kind of aggressive, and we just ended up paying for it because we said our safety is worth better. If you happen to be in the Catskills, Hudson Valley area, and you're looking for an exterior painter, you can DM me and I'll let you know who we had, just so you make sure you don't hire them. But regardless, very happy with choosing to paint the house black, and it looks great overall. And another big project that we're still in the thick of doing is popcorn ceiling removal. We've done all of this ourselves. I got a quote for about $8,000 to have it professionally done. So I said, no to that, and it's something that I tried to manage, especially because we tested for asbestos and we were all good. So I've spent about $300 on supplies for that so far. Gonna sit in my lap, lady. This is my new puppy Monday. I don't think she's been shown on YouTube yet. We adopted her through a rehoming situation, and she's the same breed as Laszlo. She's a Vizsla, and she's so cute. So in those projects alone, we're at $49,939. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. Then I also created a section for appliances. We needed a new washer and dryer because ours broke. We spent $2,400 on that, thankfully on sale. Try to only buy appliances on sale if you can help it, because it can save you so much money. And then we got a new dishwasher, which was $1,069 installed and delivered. And we also have a new fridge, which was $2,635. So we were planning on buying those eventually. The dishwasher ended up breaking, and then there was like a sale on Samsung appliances where if you got 2, you saved quite a lot of money. So we went ahead and pulled the plug, got our fridge, because we were going to be getting a new fridge for our kitchen renovation next year anyways. So in total so far on renovations and improvements, we've spent $56,043. And that doesn't include any furniture or rugs or lighting, but I've spent about $15K on furniture and $2K on lighting so far. I've luckily been gifted some rugs, which has been so lovely. I have a discount code for you guys if you're in the market for any rugs. I love Revival rugs genuinely so much. You can use the code Kaylee McKenzie for 10% off. They have new and vintage rugs. We have them all throughout the house, and I'm obsessed. Sorry if the angle changed a bit. I just had to delete some things off my memory card, but I know we were talking about furniture. Thankfully, a lot has been either purchased on sale, purchased secondhand, gifted through my job, discounted through my job, or even given to us from friends, which we've been so thankful for. So I think we've done pretty well on the budget for that. We have most of our big pieces of furniture sorted. The rest of the furniture we're going to be buying is more just like for styling purposes and making a house a home. Now I want to get on to our future plans, which is kind of the most exciting part. I feel like now that we've created a bit of a base for the house, we get to move on to more of the fun things. We plan on doing a full gut of our kitchen, and I've budgeted around $40K for that renovation, and that's with us working with the kitchen manufacturer. Oh my god, kitchen renovations are so expensive, and the kitchen manufacturer isn't fully covering our kitchen. It's just a big discount, which I'm so thankful for, in exchange for us doing content for them. We're also not even changing the layout of our kitchen. We're just adding some things on, but it is expensive. I know people easily spend 6 figures on their kitchen renovations. We'll have to see what ours ends up with, but that is definitely the next project I would really like to get moving on. We just need to save up some more money to do that, especially since we just paid for the exterior to be done in cash. And then we have our bathroom renovation. There's 2 bathrooms in the house. The guest bath, like I said, we did DIY, but we want to gut our main bathroom upstairs. I actually don't know how much this is gonna cost, but I've budgeted $15K for that renovation. We'd really like to implement a steam shower. Then we have completion of the hardwood flooring. Our guest bedrooms, we did not put hardwood in yet, and I would like to do that eventually. And like I said earlier, we really want to sand and stain everything, and I said $10K for that. I'm not sure if we're gonna try to tackle that ourselves because it's a smaller area, and sanding and staining I feel like is something we can manage. I know Siggy's done that for his photo studio already before. I don't know. I budgeted $10K, and that would definitely include hiring someone to do it. We want to convert our outdoor shed into a sauna. I have $10K budgeted for that. We need to renovate our laundry room. The ceiling and walls and just the whole setup is really gross. I want to have some built-in cabinetry in there. We need to re-drywall and paint. Budgeted $3K for that, but we already have new machines, which is nice. I also really want to get some beautiful mudroom storage. I'm considering matching some of our kitchen cabinetry to the mudroom for storage because the mudroom flows into our kitchen. I don't know if it would maybe be overkill though, but I've budgeted $3K for that. We want to have new ceiling fans and a lot of new light fixtures. $3K for that. I've already bought some. I want to build out our main bedroom closet. We need to fix the chimney like I said earlier. I want to have some wall to ceiling living room shelving in an area that I'm looking at right now eventually, and that will probably be at least a few $1,000s. I want Vitso shelving. We want to swap out the exterior door hardware. I want a new front door for our entrance area. We just went with painting the old front door for now, and also new garage doors. We need a new screen on our screened-in porch, and I also want to do new flooring for our screened-in porch. It's just subfloor in this weird carpet right now. Then for outside, I want to create a beautiful fire pit area for hosting, and we also really want to do some landscaping. This is definitely probably like 4 or 5 years down the line. Maybe not. Maybe if I can come into some good money. It's not. I just try to pace myself with everything, but I think landscaping would improve this space so much. I'm obsessed with flowers and looking at beautiful gardens, and I know I'm just so excited to handle this, but I probably would hire somebody for this process. We have 6.5 acres here. A lot of it is wooded, but we also have this large field that's just like grass, moss, some wildflowers, and I think it has so much potential for having like a nice garden set up, maybe some extra trees planted for privacy. We are on a dead-end road, but you know, just for the vibes. We have some small trails on the property that are already graveled out, but a lot of stuff just needs some maintenance, so I'm really looking forward to doing that sometime in the future. But all of these projects total to probably over 100K. So it's definitely gonna take some time, but we're gonna get there eventually. I really wanna have this house for the long term and just host our friends and family over our entire life here. Whether we end up living here full time forever or not, I think we're keeping this place. And that's what we've spent so far and what we're planning on spending in the future. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you have any fun renovation or not fun renovation stories, I would love to hear some input from you. I will see you guys super soon. Bye.